Welcome to Beyond Profile. Today's April 24th, and we have a market that is still hanging in here. Yesterday's move lower was supported down against those prior 52s, and we closed actually towards the high end of the range yesterday, and still inside of the projected box here of the prior balance area. We broke down out of this balance, and we're into a new balance area here with this gap down below us here, which is really, we've got some thin air. I was surprised kind of yesterday that they held on to where they did, because this could have easily, if you look back and to the left, what do you really have for any sort of demand? And there really wasn't much. I mean, there's just, a little bit here where we had those prior lows at 52s, and then you can see this gap here is wide open at 1347. Last week we bumped up against the prior change of polarity area at 1386 several times, came back down, and now for the month of April we've got a high volume node at 1380.275. So anything now back up, you're going to be looking at major supply when you start getting back into that. It's just a roadblock that you're going to hit your head against if we end up going back up that far. The other interesting thing is that we have again gaps here, and now we have a gap down. So the question becomes which market do we come and actually go and fill first? Do we get this gap filled, or do we get this gap filled? The interesting thing on the NASDAQ, if you look at that, it's actually an island top reversal if you looked at the gap in the same way, and here, which is bizarre in the sense that you'd have that large of gap up and then a gap back down. Those probably more than likely will get filled. We got Apple earnings after the close today. Earnings still keep coming in pretty good. So FOMC this week starts today, runs into tomorrow. We get the announcement. Look to play the balance area. I was really looking for this to come in and to fill the gap yesterday. Didn't get it. Maybe we'll get it today. On this market as it rallies back into some of these low volume areas here of 1370, chase back somewhat into that tail. We're a little bit higher here pre-market, so look to trade the range. I don't think we get too much volatility today going into FOMC tomorrow, and we should get a breach tomorrow either of this last low to the downside, or maybe we even get a break if they say something that the markets are really looking for outside of that area. So balance trade, continue to trade in that balance area is what we're going to do, and look for upside, probably maybe even to that gap fill. What is this? 1375. That's from Friday's close, options expiration day, which was an inside candle. And then yesterday morning when we got the gap down, didn't go any lower, and it just kind of ground higher the rest of the day. So that's what the dailies are looking like. The 30-minute charts on the ES here. Take and pull that in the window here for a minute. You can see we had a V pivot reversal yesterday. After the stage 3 continuation went to stage 4. We're coming right back up into last week's area here. 1372.50. Last week's value area low. So we're out of last week's value area and trying to pull back up into that. I would think anything, any of these pullbacks into 62s yesterday, which was the breakout, to 64 would be, looking for the long trade this morning if we come back into it, because that's yesterday's value area high, as a matter of fact, right here. So we're somewhat, Friday's value area, we were outside of it. Now we're outside of Monday's value area. So any pullback into this area will be looked to be viable. Have a great trading day, folks. We'll see you in the room, and stay safe this week with FOMC on Wednesday.